Hello and welcome to another episode of 10 Minutes with 10 Leaves, the podcast where we explore big ideas and strategies in just 10 minutes. I'm your host, Bhumika Arora, and today we are talking about how to learn more in less time. To help us unpack this, we are joined by Mr. Rohit Ghai, founder of 10 Leaves, who has a deep understanding of modern tools and techniques. Welcome, Rohit.
Thank you, Bhumika. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Yes. All right. Let's just get started then. Rohit, what's the most effective strategy to learn faster without compromising on understanding?
Yeah, see, that's a good question because everyone wants to learn fast and learn a lot. So there's always been a trade-off between speed and depth of understanding. So in my head, I feel the key to focus on learning concepts broken down into most elemental pieces rather than to attempt to learn vast subjects and just getting a superficial understanding of them, right? So let's take, for example, blockchain. Now it's a vast subject. There's the technology, there's applications, there's smart contracts, DAOs. You must have heard of all this cryptocurrency. So where do you start? So I would recommend breaking it down one by one. Let's start
Hmm.
with what is blockchain. What's the basic concept? And here's where there's a method called the Feynman method. You must have heard of the Feynman method, but in a nutshell, it is how do I explain this to a 10-year-old? So you get rid of the jargon, you get rid of all these complicated words, and you break it down to as if you're explaining this to a 10-year-old, but you're literally explaining this to yourself. And this helps you internalize the understanding of the concept. Because when you learn to remember, you will surely forget. And when you understand, you don't have to remember it anymore, you know? And then we go to the next one, and then the next one. And you have fantastic AI tools available that can summarize large volumes of texts, even draw images, draw graphs, give you a personalized study guide of sorts. And that's something which you would take weeks to make on your own. So I believe that uh, to summarize what we talked about really is learn deep, don't learn too much. And when learn deep, learn faster using AI tools.
Right, right. And talking about AI tools, what AI tools or technologies can help us speed up learning effectively?
Well, I mean, there's a new tool every day right now. So uh,
Right.
it's made it so much easier actually, Bhumika. Of course, you've heard of Chat GPT, but you haven't heard
Absolutely,
of maybe,
yes.
Chat GPT is well known, but people don't know how to use it as much. So Chat
Hmm.
GPT, Khan's Academy, there's an AI assistant. These offer personalized explanations on any kind of topic, but the key is to know what to ask it. The prompting part of it, how do you prompt and what do you write in that prompt is as important, because if you don't give it the right prompts, it doesn't throw out the right concepts, or it doesn't tell you in a way that you want to understand. Now you have AI powered apps. Grammarly, you must have heard from a long time. Grammarly doesn't just correct grammar, it also teaches you how to improve grammar. There's Gemini from Google, and there's Copilot from Microsoft. Now, these have been embedded in their own workspace solutions. If you have Office 365, Copilot comes along with it. And these are very good options by themselves. You have summarizers. There's LayChat or LayChat, or however you pronounce it, from Mistral AI, Perplexity. These have the ability to, you can upload long texts, big PDFs, and they would then break it down or summarize it into key points. Notebook LM is a great one. Notebook LM creates a personalized study guide with FAQs and audio to go with it. In my head, I feel Notebook LM is the best among all these tools as of now. If you're learning languages, Duolingo, Memrise, and a lot of other tools are there. I mean, there are so many tools out there that it may get very confusing. So stick to the basics: LeeChat, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Notebook LM, Gemini. I think these are the top five you'd look at. You have VR platforms and everything, but I mean, that's taking it to the next level. I feel these tools can really summarize it, make your own personalized study guide, and learn learn with you. So the next time it already knows what you're looking for, and that helps it to create a much more personalized kind of a tool for you. And then you're able to focus, like I said before, deep learning, tailored lessons, and ensuring you get concepts. You can also ask ChatGPT to say, why don't you apply the Feynman method to this concept? And I'm sure it'll give you a very good answer.
Wow, interesting. That's like a very, very long list, Rohit. All right. But what about potential challenges? Are there any pitfalls to using these modern techniques?
Let me put a question back to you, Bhumika. How often do
Mhm.
you write pen on paper?
Mm. I think maybe once a week or in 10 days.
In 10 days? And how do you feel while writing? You find it very difficult, I believe, to hold the pen. Sometimes you try to scratch it out because your
Yes,
mind is
yes,
working faster.
absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. That happens.
Because the point here is that I read somewhere that writing makes us better thinkers. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're not over relying on these tools to do all the writing, at some point in time, you're going to lose the ability to write well. And as a consequence, the ability to think well. Like you lost your ability to physically write on paper. None of us are able to write it. Your writing is bad. You have to really stop all everything and try to focus on writing. It's so difficult. It's like small baby writing
Correct.
it.
Absolutely,
So
right.
the same thing will happen to us when Gemini writes all your emails for you. So right now, it sounds nice. You know what? Okay, I wrote an email, but hey, there's a polish option. Let me click on that polish option, and it makes it better. And over a period of time, that polish option becomes your go-to option. It doesn't become an option anymore. It's just like every mail is polished. And when that happens, then you'd find slowly your ability to write disappears. You can't now think. And when you can't write, you can't think. And when you can't think, the consequences to that are quite serious. So, at some point, society will comprise of people who have the ability to think and those who don't have the ability to think. And those who do will be in a minority. So use tools, but don't let them replace your ability to think critically, because that's what actually keeps you human, and that's what is not going to be, that part of your job is not going to go so fast. But if you outsource it and if you forget how to think, then yes. So the tools are nice now, but can be very, very difficult to handle later on.
Right. I think that's a very important advice. Uh, Excellent insights, Rohit. Thank you for breaking it down so clearly to us. And to our listeners, learning smarter is all about engaging actively, using the right tools, and staying mindful of the challenges. That's it for this episode of 10 Minutes with 10 Leaves. Thank you so much, Rohit, for joining us.
My pleasure, Bhumika. Thanks for having me once again.
Yes, and see you all next time with more actionable insights. Until then, stay curious, stay informed.